Hi dear students, welcome to Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik. So student, in our previous lecture, we finished our discussion about the hydrosphere and water pollution. In the present lecture, we are going to start our discussion about the introduction to green chemistry. Before discussion about the green chemistry, various aspects of the green chemistry, various roles and the various principles of the green chemistry, we must know how the chemistry is useful for the life of a human being. So basically, we will think how the chemistry is a good one. Chemistry is a good. So friends, the major role of chemistry is to understand the various processes taking place in the nature. The number of processes taking place. In order to understand the processes, we required a chemistry. The major role of the chemistry is to understand the physico-chemical and biochemical reactions, biochemical processes taking place in our body, in the plants, and even in the atmosphere also. The physical science is also concerned with the chemistry, and this physical science gives us information about the understanding the biological processes. It also deals with the diagnosis of the various diseases, then discovery of the new drugs, then the drug delivery, then the mechanism of the drug in our body, and their impact or their effect on the particular disease or particular pathogens, etc., etc. Beside this physical science, in an material discovery, chemistry plays an important role. For example, the various types of aircrafts are designed. The material used is discovered on the basis of the chemistry. For example, the air shuttles, aircrafts made from the certain chemical components, and these components are studied and discovered on the basis of chemistry. So beside this material science, the electronic devices are also involved in chemistry. We know that the most of the electronic devices, more particularly electrodes, they are prepared from the silicon and germanium, and the silicon and germanium are the important components of the chemistry. These are the important elements present in the periodic table. By understanding the chemistry of a silicon and germanium, a desired electronic device can be developed, can be generated, and can be discovered. And therefore we can say that in an electric device manufacturing also, the chemistry plays a very important role, and therefore we can say that chemistry is a good one. Beside that, in case of pharmaceutical sciences, or you can say the pharmaceutical research, the designing of a new drug takes place, the discovery of a new drug takes place in order to have a various types of medicines against the various types of diseases. And therefore we can say that the life of a human being is depends upon the chemistry, or in short you can say that the life start from the chemistry and ends with the chemistry also. So besides all these good things, the chemistry will give certain better things for the better life of a human being. For example, if you think about the drugs, very basically the chemistry gives a various important drugs for our better life, such as we know that ibuprofen, paracetamol, then Celebrex, Rogaine, etc. Some materials are also discovered by the knowledge of a chemistry which is useful for our good life? The routine materials are the nylons, rayons, polystyrenes, Teflon, etc. etc. Certain research technologies are also provided by the knowledge of chemistry. Research technology. For example, DNA technology. Next to that, recombinant and the technologies. And technology. In short, we can think about the important aspects to contribute chemistry to the human life. So, the important aspects, five important aspects are there. Five important aspects of contribution of chemistry to human life. The first important aspect is chemistry helps to prepare a various material and devices. So helps to make material and devices, which we have already discussed over here. Second aspect of the chemistry is the protection of environment by modifying technologies, by applying a certain techniques, by the knowledge of chemistry. So the environmental protection. Environmental protection is the next one. The third aspect is related to the synthesis of a nanomaterial for the targeted drug delivery system. Synthesis of a nanomaterial. Synthesis of nanomaterial for the discovery of targeted drug delivery system. It means in this case, if you wish to discover a drug for the particular target, particular disease, particular pathogens, particular bacteria, in that case, the nanomaterial will more helpful, and this material is synthesized by the knowledge of chemistry. The next, fourth aspect is help to study cellular processes, or you can say the cellular events taking place in living organism. Helps to study cellular events with the help of biochemistry. Cellular event means what? The various cellular processes, various biochemical processes taking place in a cell. We call it as a cellular events. And the last one, fifth one, various changes in the environment can be understood by the knowledge of chemistry. Various environmental changes various environmental changes are understood with the knowledge of chemistry. So friends, these are the 5 important aspects of the contribution of chemistry to the human life. Now we will talk about the 5 important spheres of the environment and the important components of the environment. So our next task of discussion is 5 important spheres of environment. 5 important spheres of the environment. So student, before discussion about the spheres of environment, we should know the component of the environment. 3 important components are there. One is nothing but the abiotic component, second is a biotic component, and last one is the energy component, or we can say the last one is the energy component or energy sources. So 3 components. Of environment are, first component is abiotic component, second component is a biotic component, and third is energy component. The abiotic component means obviously we call it as a non-living component. Second is a biotic component. This is a living component. And last one is a energy component, where the energy convergence, energy changes or energy interactions will take place. The first component, that is the biotic component, comprises atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. It comprises the hydrosphere, then atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. The next is a biotic component. The biotic component comprises the biosphere, while the energy component comprises the thermosphere. So we can say that the 5 important spheres of the atmosphere are atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, biosphere, and last one is a thermosphere. The atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere are the components of, are the spheres of a biotic component. Biosphere is the sphere of biotic component and thermosphere is the sphere of energy component. The first abiotic components means atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere includes air, it includes water, it includes various types of other gases. The next one is the biosphere. Biosphere comprises the various biological aspects, means related to the animals, related to the plants, related to the aquatic animals, aquatic plants, etc., etc. And the last one, energy component, which is a components of the thermosphere. It involves the various chemical processes, various chemical reactions, various transformation, which involves the interaction, which involves the exchange of energy between the different species. So student, it was an account about the 5 important aspect of the environment. आप लोग ये सब बातें नोट करो by screenshot, so that we will talk about the next components. So student, we will start with the first sphere of environment, that is the atmosphere. Atmosphere. So we know that atmosphere is nothing but the protective blanket of various gases around the Earth's surface. This is the first sphere, which is very close to the Earth's surface. The primitive components of the atmosphere is a totally different one than the today's atmosphere. The primitive atmosphere consists of hydrogen, primitive atmosphere consists of hydrogen, then methane, ammonia, and water as a major components. Just 2 into 10 raised to 9 years ago, 2 into 10 raised to 9 years ago, the atmosphere was rich with hydrogen. The atmosphere was rich with hydrogen. For example, as per as our discussion, these are the major components. Hydrogen rich atmosphere was there, and therefore we call it as a reducing atmosphere, or we call it as a reducing nature. So 2 into 10 raised to 9 years ago, the atmosphere is rich with hydrogen, hence reducing nature, hence reducing nature. Under this reducing nature, a small fraction of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, if present, they gets reduced into the corresponding methane and water molecule. So under this reduced atmosphere, the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, they are reduced to methane and water. But nowadays, after prolonged period of the years, the atmosphere changes, and therefore right now, in addition to these gases, the one most important gas introduced in the atmosphere, that is the oxygen gas. So the atmosphere includes the oxygen right now or in the current days. The most important reason behind the introduction of oxygen in the atmosphere is the photochemical reactions. The photochemical reactions introduce oxygen in the atmosphere. The introduction of oxygen in the atmosphere in the next step leads to formation of ozone. This introduction of oxygen leads to formation of ozone. And in further years, the ozone forms a protective layer around the Earth's surface, which avoids the highly penetrating and hazardous radiations, ultraviolet radiation we called, from the Earth's surface. So in short, this ozone protect the Earth from the hazardous ultraviolet radiation, and due to that the biotic life start on the Earth's surface. So this is an actual origin of a biotic life. Otherwise, in presence of ultraviolet radiation, the biotic life was not possible. So the most important role of ozone is to start the biotic life on the Earth's surface. Actually, in addition to that, the atmosphere plays a very vital role in the nature. We will talk about the important role of the atmosphere towards the biosphere, means towards the biotic component, means towards the life of plants and animals. So our next task of discussion is the role of atmosphere, role of atmosphere towards the biosphere, towards the biosphere. As far as the discussion, the atmosphere will give oxygen for the respiration of a living organism. So the first thing, gives oxygen for the respiration of a living organism. The oxygen not only required for the respiration, but it also important component for the abiotic degradation of organic matter. So the second one, it provides oxygen for abiotic degradation of organic matter. Next thing is atmosphere provides a carbon dioxide nowadays, and carbon dioxide is an important component for the photosynthesis. So it provides carbon dioxide required for photosynthesis. Now the next one, fourth one, it also provides the nitrogen component required for the life. So the free nitrogen is an important source for that purpose. It gives nitrogen component required for life. N2 is an important source for that. Next one, the atmosphere is a medium for the exchange of energy and matter. So energy and matter exchange takes place through the atmosphere. The exchange of energy and matter takes place through atmosphere. Next one. The atmosphere helps to maintain the global average temperature 15 degrees Celsius. You might know that the global average temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. So atmosphere helps to maintain that global average temperature. It helps to maintain global average temperature 15 degrees Celsius. Next one. As per the discussion, in an atmosphere, due to introduction of oxygen through the photochemical reaction, oxygen is then converted into the ozone. Ozone layer formation takes place. Ozone protects the earth from the highly penetrating ultraviolet radiation. So, ozone protect the earth from UV radiation. Ozone protect earth from UV radiation. Next one. Depending upon the altitude, the temperature varies. Very basically start from the average global temperature 15 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius. The temperature will be varied with the altitudes. We already discussed about the temperature variations with various altitudes in the different spheres. So that depending upon the altitude, the temperature varies, and these various temperature is responsible for the various processes, which is responsible for characteristic reactions, or you can say the characteristic process in that zone or in that layer, you can say. So friends, it was the important role of the atmosphere towards the biosphere. You just record all these data by screenshot so that we will proceed towards the further interactions, further important processes taking place in the atmosphere. So friends, as far as the discussion about the various spheres of the environment, atmosphere, we know that the lower one is our troposphere. Next to that, stratosphere is here. Next to that, the mesosphere is here. And the fourth one is a thermosphere. The troposphere ranges from the 0 to 11 kilometer. Next one is a stratosphere, ranges from 11 to 50 kilometer. The next one will ranges from 50 to 85 kilometer, and the thermosphere ranges from 85 to 500 kilometer. So depending upon the altitude, the temperature varies, temperature changes. When we move from the troposphere to the stratosphere, during that the temperature decreases. So the lapse rate is a negative. When we move from the troposphere to stratosphere, temperature decreases. And again in the stratosphere, temperature increases. Then again in the mesosphere decreases. And again in the thermosphere, the temperature increases. In this way, these are the variation of a temperature with altitudes from the troposphere to the thermosphere. Now, in an atmosphere at about the 25-kilometer altitude, the formation of ozone takes place. The formation of ozone takes place from the oxygen, means the interaction of O2 with the radiation leads decomposition of oxygen. The chemical process is a very simple one. O2 plus H nu, it gives the corresponding free oxygen. This free oxygen then combines with the oxygen in presence of third body, it gives the corresponding O3 plus third body M. You can say that this is nothing but the charged particle, and finally we got the formation of ozone. This is nothing but the formation of ozone. Formation of ozone, which we have already studied in our previous lectures. At the same time, the another reverse process, that is the depletion of ozone, also takes place. Various ways of depletion are there. More preferentially, the chlorinated component, chlorine free radical, hydroxy free radical, peroxy free radical will catalyze the depletion of ozone. If we think about the ozone depletion reaction, it gives the corresponding oxygen plus O2 plus some amount of heat is liberated over here. This is nothing but the formation of ozone, and this is the depletion of ozone. This process normally takes place at the altitude of 25 kilometer, and this layer or this sphere is known as the ozosphere, where the formation and depletion of ozone takes place. The layer where the formation and depletion of ozone takes place is known as ozosphere. Now, above the troposphere, the stratosphere is there, and in the thermosphere above that, the photo decomposition and photoionization takes place. Next to troposphere, stratosphere is there. Next to that, mesosphere is here, and next to that, thermosphere is there. In an thermosphere, photo decomposition and photoionization takes place. Which type of processes takes place in thermosphere? The photo decomposition and photoionization This photo decomposition and photoionization leads to formation of various charged species. We can write the few important examples belonging to that category. How the photo decomposition and photoionization reactions takes place in this zone, that is in the thermosphere. Suppose if you have a nitrogen gas, when the nitrogen gas interact with the photons, means light, it gives N2 plus electron, Another possibility is that when O2 interact with H nu, it also gives a corresponding O2 plus electron. Next, when in another way oxygen interact with the radiation, it gives a two free radical oxygens. Even when the free oxygen interact with the H nu, it can give O plus electron. So in this way, the various type of ionic species are formed. Ionic species formed, and these ionic species further undergoes various reactions. For example, they undergoes the ion molecular reactions. We call it as a ion molecule interaction reaction. The ionic species involved in ion molecular reactions. We will discuss few representative ion molecular reactions. Suppose when N2 interact with N2 plus interact with O2, it gives corresponding N2 plus O2 positive. Second is when O plus reacts with N2, it gives corresponding nitrogen plus NO positive. Next one, when N2 plus reacts with oxygen, it gives NO plus nitrogen. All these reactions takes place by absorbing ultraviolet radiations. All these reactions absorb UV radiations. All these reactions absorb the UV radiations. Obviously, once these processes, these reactions absorb the ultraviolet radiation in the thermosphere, the temperature obviously rises, and therefore the lapse rate in the thermosphere is a positive. Means in the thermosphere, with increasing altitude, the temperature rises. So beyond the thermosphere, means at the higher altitude, exosphere is there. Exosphere is there. And this exosphere has a very low gravitational attraction, or they have a very low gravitations. So they have weak gravitation, and this exosphere contains lighter gases such as hydrogen and helium. Next to the thermosphere, the exosphere is there. Exosphere has a very weak gravitation. It consists of lighter gases, hydrogen and helium. So student, it was an brief discussion about the first sphere of the environment, that is the atmosphere. If you wish to note, you just note all these data by screenshot. So friends, in this lecture we will stop here. In our next lecture we will discuss about the next, means another sphere of the environment, that is the hydrosphere. Thank you.